Hey, how's it going? So today I'm coming to you with day number 26 inside of a 30-day video challenge. So the home stretch. And today the thing that I want to talk about is I want to talk about the Facebook ad conversion objective that can allow you to go ahead and get more leads, and that can also go ahead and get you to make more sales. If you happen to be catching me live, do me a favor and hit pound live. Let me know where you're tuning in from. And if you happen to be catching me via the replay, do me a favor and hit pound replay and let me know where you are tuning in from. So the Facebook ad objective that can go ahead and give you the ability to generate more leads and to make more sales is what I call the conversion objective. The way that I look at Facebook, I was thinking about this analogy earlier today. When I used to work at the university as an executive, I was introduced to a type of smoothie. And that type of smoothie is called the peanut punch. I'm of Haitian descent, and people who are of Jamaican descent, from what I can understand, makes this thing that's called peanut punch. So it's a smoothie, and inside of the smoothie you have peanuts, you also have milk. I'm thinking about the ingredients that are in it. You also have oats. And when I was first introduced to it, I purchased it from a guy that was going around selling these juices and or these smoothies in my local area via near the university. When I was first introduced to that thing, it was amazing. I loved it. I was like, OMG, this is like the best thing since sliced bread. So then later down the line, I stopped working at the university and I no longer had access to the same person. So I thought to myself, well, it's just a smoothie. It's not something that's impossible. I should be able to replicate this whole smoothie process. So what I did is I went online, I looked up the recipe. Not only did I look up the recipe, I made an attempt to make that same exact peanut punch / peanut smoothie. And for whatever reason, it's just not the same. It doesn't taste as nearly as good as it tasted when this individual, made it for me. And I'm thinking to myself, okay, so then what is the problem itself? Is it the blender? The blender is the machine that's going to help me to accomplish that goal. And the blender itself always works provided I put in the right information, the right ingredients in this case, and provided I, have the proper measurements, so on and so forth. So when I think about, Facebook, ads, and when I think about Facebook as a machine that's going to help you to be able to gain more leads and to be able to get more, clients, sometimes, myself included, right? Especially when I first started, I started to say to myself, well, the problem is, Facebook. The reason why I'm not generating any leads and or making any sales is because of Facebook. In all actuality, it's not because of Facebook. A lot of times it's because of sequence, and it's because we're not feeding Facebook the proper information and or the proper ingredients to help us to accomplish our goals. The same thing is true for cooking. I love food and I love eating some amazing food. If you think about a stove, the stove does an amazing job of cooking food, but you have to put the right ingredients and the right measurement to be able to make the meal. So the exact same thing is true when it comes to Facebook ads. So the reason why I like the conversion mechanism and the conversion objective is that you can say, let's just say you are a coach and or a consultant and you're looking for more clients. So then the first question you want to go ahead and ask yourself is, what needs to happen in order for someone to become a client? Well, in order for someone to become a client, let's just say that person needs to have a conversation with you. So then if that person needs to have a conversation with you, you can use the conversion mechanism, you can use the conversion objective to feed the proper information, to feed the proper ingredients to Facebook, and Facebook will allow an individual to take those steps with you. So then let's just talk about what those steps might be. If in order for someone to become a client, if one of the things that needs to happen is that person needs to have a conversation with you, then one of the ways that you can do that is, can you lead with something, for free, for example? Can you give that person a free resource and or a free guide? If you're giving that person a free resource and you're giving that person a free guide, that once that person consumes that free guide, it's going to compel them to go ahead and take the next step with you. So then if that's the process that you are thinking about from a marketing process standpoint, then how can you use the conversion objective via Facebook? So here's how you can go ahead and use the conversion objective via Facebook. The goal of the conversion objective is for Facebook to be able to find the right type of people for you. And you have to be able to define with Facebook what is an objective and what is a conversion. So let's just say that the conversion for you is that someone provides you with their email address in exchange for some free information, in exchange for some free content. Well, Facebook, right, is a marketing vehicle that has the ability to present your information to the right type of people, and the right type of individual is going to provide you with their contact information in exchange for that free resource and in exchange for that free guide. So now, all of a sudden, provided you do the proper things and you do them in the right order, all of a sudden you put out a free resource out there. You say to Facebook, hey, I want to show this free, I want as many people to take advantage of this free resource as possible. You put all of the right information inside of Facebook. Facebook starts to show that to the right people. The right people starts to click on the ad, and then all of a sudden you have some of those individuals that takes you up on that offer, and they provide you with their email address. And after they provide you with their email address, now all of a sudden you are delivering to them the free resource and or the free information. So now, just based on you going through that activity, what you just did is you just used the Facebook conversion objective to go ahead and generate yourself some leads, right? We know that the lead generation component is not the final step in the marketing process, but just for the sake of this video, I'll talk about, the next steps in a later video. But just for the sake of this video, you just properly use the conversion objective. How did you properly use the conversion objective? You told Facebook to go find you people that is likely to provide you with their email address in exchange for that free resource that you have. And you know that once some of those people consume that free resource, then a portion of those individuals will go ahead and ascend and go to the next step of your marketing process. I like to use that objective inside of Facebook because then I can go ahead and measure the effectiveness of my marketing. I can go ahead and measure the effectiveness of my ad, because if I'm running a marketing campaign and I'm running it for say 2 weeks, and no one takes me up on the offer, right? No one's provided me with their email address to consume this free resource and or this free guide. Well, now all of a sudden, I know that at the end of the day, it's not necessarily Facebook's fault. Now I have to look at my entire process. I have to look at, okay, what type of content am I putting out there? Am I targeting the right people? Am I solving a problem in my marketing process? So then you look at all of those different things, because you know that the vehicle that you're using, that vehicle has already been proven to do the job, right? So if I'm using a blender, if I'm using a stove has already been proven to be able to cook meals. A blender has already been proven to make amazing peanut punch. So then if the peanut punch doesn't come out the way that I want it to, I have to take a look at the ingredients. So if you're using the Facebook conversion objective to generate leads and you're not generating leads, so then what you want to go ahead and do is you want to go ahead and look at your entire process. So that's one of the objectives that I use, and that's one of the objectives I encourage you to use to be able to generate leads, because I believe that the more leads you have, the more opportunities you have, and the more sales that you can make. That's all I have for today. If you happen to be catching us via the replay, do me a favor and hit pound replay. Robin, I see that you've tuned in. Thank you for tuning in live from the DMV. All right, so that's it. That's all I have for you today. I'll catch you on the next one.